Reporter Peep would like you to like this video and subscribe or he will make a TV commentary on you. A DMV employee dressed up as us laugh. After 16 years of homelessness I finally have my own place. 10 years of work, but it was worth it. I'm a provider at the same place I used to clean. Custodian environmental services. Registered nurse 2. Nurse practitioner. Trauma surgery. Stripers of Reddit. What's your weirdest story while working? Resort instead of striper. I had one guy who would take me to a restaurant once every month. He always requested there would be nothing else involved. No striping, no touching, no slacks, just sitting there for a few hours. So he also wanted me to dress like I would for a normal night out. He had a massive stutter, so much that a single sentence could take him a minute to pronounce. Normally he would always speak by writing things down, as people never had the patience to listen to him. He just wanted someone to actually talk to. He mentioned that I was his 7th resort, because the others all refused to see him multiple times. After I left the job, I kept in touch with him. We still go out every once in a while almost 10 years later, and we call more often. Though now he no longer has to pay, and because he has someone to talk to, his stutter massively improved. Female co-worker of mine was miserable at work one day. I asked her what was wrong. She told me it was her anniversary and she knew her husband had forgotten. She had preteen girls at home during summer vacation. I knew her home phone number, pre-cell phone era. I called her home phone and one kid picked up, explained to the kid who I was and that she needed to call dad at work and remind him it was mom and dad's anniversary and don't tell mom or dad I called. The next day she was all smiles. Gosh, he did remember. Brought home flowers and took her to dinner. Mission accomplished. Not a word was ever said about this until 6 years later when she left the company. She gave me a hug at a farewell luncheon and whispered, "My kids ratted you out. Thank you." In 2019 I got way too drunk at the office Christmas party and bet my co-worker that I would spend 2020 getting fit. I kept my promise and won the bet. I'm proud. Japanese fan tried to talk in Portuguese and the crowd laughed. Ronaldo stood up for him saying, "You should be happy because he's trying very hard. It's good. Just finished my chemotherapy treatment and all that's left is steroids and radiotherapy and then I'm answer free. I just moved into my first very own place and am living 100% independently. My DoorDasher uploaded this picture as proof of delivery. Somehow I've lucked out and have an 8-year-old who thinks secretly reading under the covers past her bedtime is an act of rebellion. And it hasn't yet occurred to her that her flashlights never seem to run out of batteries. Today we did this lady's yard. She was telling us how the man next door was charging her to cut her yard and she could not afford it because she is on a fixed income and just came out the hospital. She also said how he grasses her for the payment. But she need not worry no more because Raising Men Lawn Care Service will be doing her lawn for free just like how we do the rest of the lawns and will get her lawn done every 2 weeks. She can use the money on things that she really need like medication. We are making a difference. I have a confession. When my hubby gets stuck on a part of a video game for a long period of time, I will look up the solution on my phone and then give him vague suggestions to push him in the right direction. I've been doing this for 6 years. Yesterday, I was 233 days sober. I had a really stressful council meeting last night. I came home craving a bourbon Manhattan in the worst way. I took some melatonin, played video games until it kicked in, and woke up today 234. It's really hard. This man at Pakistan's Women's March. Men of quality do not fear equality. A biotech startup has managed to 3D print fake rhino horns that carry the same genetic fingerprint as the actual horn. The company plans to flood Chinese rhino horn market at 1/8 of the price of the original, undercutting the price poachers can get and forcing them out eventually. My wife doesn't want me snacking late at night, but here are these two goons caught red-handed eating my noodles behind my back. Took this picture as evidence right before I called the police. I hope they have chopsticks in jail. If your man pays for lunch, pay for dinner. If he pays for the movie tickets, buy the snacks. If he buys you shoes, get him a nice suit. If he's having a rough day, help him out. Stop expecting to be treated like a queen while you are not treating him like a king. My boyfriend came to watch me present my research, and at the end I asked questions. He asked a super specific question that allowed me to reiterate the most interesting part of my research. He knew the answer. He wanted me to be able to highlight it again. What a man. Ran into a guy I played football with in high school today. As he's introducing me to his girlfriend he says, "This is John. He was the only popular kid in high school who didn't bully me. He was actually my friend." Just a reminder that people never forget how you make them feel. LMAO, a boy messaged me on Instagram. This is really weird, but we matched on a dating app like 4 years ago, and you said you wanted to be a sport writer, and I just came across an article of yours today, so congrats. Why am I tearing up lol? My girlfriend said, "Is there basketball on?" Then put on the game and walked away. 2 hours later, I'm like, what is she doing? She's napping. She turned it on to keep me occupied like a toddler. Ate dinner in an empty Chinese restaurant tonight. Received this with my bill. Thank you. On behalf of the entire staff at Mr. Chan, we would like to thank you for your purchase. With the current outbreak of COVID-19, internationally and locally, business has been hard to come by. It truly does mean a lot that you are one of the few who have chosen to stick with us and not let irrational fear be a barrier between us. There is no greater appreciation we can show. Thank you again, and please come join us for dinner. I will eat with you. Remembering that time in grad school when my advisor, a great ornithologist, got a random call. Drunk guy. Bar noises in background. Is this the bird professor? My advisor. Yes. Drunk guy. Do hummingbirds have feet? My advisor. Yes. While cheering over phone from bar. My grandpa called me in the middle of my shift at work today and he goes, "I know you're working but this is important. Do you want to go to Red Lobster with me on Saturday?" A child in Tennessee got made fun of for his homemade University of Tennessee tee. So University of Tennessee made it their official shirt. The entire band is wearing it, and they sold 16,000 shirts. To top that, they gave the child a 4-year scholarship. Great job, University of Tennessee. 12-year-old kid is adopted by the family of his best friend. My mother died after a few months of giving birth to me. Whenever I asked how she died, the answer was that she passed away in her sleep and no one knew why. I just learnt a few years ago that she had cancer and was pregnant with me. Giving birth to me severely weakened her and eventually led to her death. I don't think I'll be able to ever forgive myself because from what I've heard from everyone, she was a damn good woman. Hey, I'm a mom, and if I know anything, I know that yours would tell you this if she could. So I'm gonna tell you for her. She never regretted it. Not for a second. You are made of everything that was best about her. Answer may have ended her life, but getting the chance to create yours was her proudest moment. She faced the end with nothing but peace, knowing that you would live on where she couldn't. Sweetheart, you have nothing to forgive yourself for. You did not take her from this world. You are how she remains in it. Class concern. Hello Valerie. During our online lecture on Zoom today I had notice that you were drinking a Bud Light. I myself love Bud Light also. I do not mind that you were having a drink. I'm just concerned for that fact that it was 8 AM on a Monday morning. Just want to make sure everything is okay. Feel free to message me if anything is concerning you, as I'm always here for my students. Dr. Pelster. 12 years ago, I talked to a stranger at a bar for over 3 hours. He said goodbye and nothing more when I left. In the parking lot I got angry. I stormed back in and yelled at him for not asking for my phone number. We're married now. Breaking. Doom Patrol and a Mummy actor Brendan Fraser has been excused by several co-workers of being an incredibly nice and kind person. Millennials be like. Terrible service. 5 stars and 20% tip so the sage jot can pay their bills. Canada just announced it'll provide the new Cupid vaccine to every Canadian who wants it for free. Canada has ordered more vaccines per capita than any other nation. They're planning to donate excess supply to impoverished countries. Humanity. My 89-year-old grandmother, who is isolated at home in Connecticut, just told me she reads the replies to my tweets and then investigates the profiles of people who leave rude replies. So don't be mean to me, or my grandma will judge you.